Welcome to the Power of Attunement YouTube channel. My name is Sece Foster, and I'm really grateful that you're here today. So if this is your first time here to the channel, extending big love, a warm welcome. Thank you for being here. And if you're returning, same, welcome. Big love to you. Thank you for supporting our channel. If you haven't yet, I'm going to invite you to subscribe, to like, to comment, support us in our mission of bringing spiritual regeneration to humanity. So this is what we're all about. And if you landed here, I'm thinking you might be about this too. So let's get on with the topic for today. So I was thinking to myself, like, gosh, what is it that I am feeling called to bring today? And whenever I get in that kind of a space, I really open up. I invite in some sort of higher inspiration, right? Just by sitting in the stillness. And what came through immediately was this. And in fact, it was really interesting because this title came up, The Magical Doorway to Abundance and Joy. So that's what we're going to call this one. Okay, so here we go. First, I want to talk about what is this magical gateway? Well, what I have noticed in my experience, that indeed gratitude and appreciation, when it is heartfelt, when it is genuine gratitude, something happens for us energetically. Something happens for us that assists us in becoming magnets for good, magnets for love, magnets for health and well-being. This has been my experience. So I'm speaking from that place, from a place of experience. We've all probably heard that gratitude is associated with a host of mental and physical benefits. We've had scientific studies that show us that feeling thankful can improve our sleep, mood, our immunity. Gratitude can decrease depression, anxiety, difficulties with chronic pain, and risk of disease. So science has already shown us, and there's tons of stuff on the internet about this. In fact, I'll put 3 links in the description if you'd like to check out other information about what science is showing us about the benefits of gratitude. What I want to bring today is like the importance of this magical portal that we have available to us right here and now, that not only magnetizes us to attract abundance, to be abundant, to give and be generous with the abundance that is ours, to bring us joy. But this gateway, this portal, this magical doorway of gratitude and appreciation, for me, has brought some really impactful mystical moments. Like mystical moments. Mystical experiences. So we're going to touch on that too. Okay? So what I have learned over the years is like this, for me, is this continual daily mindfulness practice. I don't so much write the lists of what I'm grateful for. I used to do that here and there. And perhaps you have a practice like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I want to encourage you, though, to like discern the difference between writing a list of all of the things you're grateful for. Like, I'm grateful for my house, I'm grateful for my wife, I'm grateful for my car, I'm grateful for, okay, that's something, right? But the magical portal that I'm talking about is those kind of moments that take your breath away, that crack your heart open, and you're overflowing with gratitude. Whether that's gratitude to God, the creator, spirit. I've had moments like that where I've just been so grateful for a person or a circumstance that's been resolved in my life, and my heart breaks open and I'm just full of gratitude and full of appreciation. We can have heartfelt and genuine expressions of gratitude for the people in our lives, even our pets, right? To me, gratitude, when it's expressed as like a form of unconditional love, right? To me, gratitude and love are kind of the same. You know, gratitude is an essence of love. I would say that maybe. And what in the practice of attunement, there's a correlation here because the consciousness practice is associated with the spirit of blessing. So the spirit of blessing is one of the 7 gateways that we work with in the energy medicine practice of attunement. So when we're doing our energy medicine, when we're radiating energy, love energy to the part of the body, the spirit of blessing is in the pancreas area. It's like towards the tail end of the pancreas, towards the islets of Langerhans, which is really right on the left-hand side of your body, near the crook of your left elbow. So in attunement energy medicine, we tune in to that specific gateway. And with the energy medicine practice, when we do that, it actually tends to work with us and inspire us to be grateful. We become more grateful through the energy medicine practice, and the consciousness practice also relates to unleashing certain energies that impact our physiology, releasing certain energies that make us a magnet for good, a magnet for love. So when if we are shrinking back from life and thinking, I'm not loved, nobody cares, there's not enough, it can be hard to have a genuine gratitude practice because we are stuck in that mental loop. So what I've found really helpful when I'm in that place is to actually be a blessing. Show some appreciation for someone else. So give that which you really are desiring to receive, because what you're actually desiring, you may not know of it, is to actually play your part in this reciprocal nature of life. When we are sitting there and we're feeling sorry for ourselves and we're feeling small, we are not participating. We are not participating in this flow of life. We are in relationship with everything and everyone. And so when we feel like there's not enough love, there's not enough health, there's not enough joy, there's not enough money, whatever, what we have to do is we actually then have to get into the flow. And since we can't make people love us, we can't make them do things for us, guess what? We have to do it. We have to get the ball rolling. We have to get this energy flowing in us. And doing it through appreciation and gratitude is so powerful. So those are some of the things that you may or may not already know about gratitude. And I want to talk a little bit about, in my own experience, where when I have walked through that doorway of gratitude in a very heartfelt way, it's actually opened up the opportunity to have mystical experience. And it's also opened up the doorway to have not only just a powerful experience in myself, but by showing appreciation for someone I love and telling them how they have impacted my life, actually changed their life too. So I want to tell you a little bit of a story here, share my experience, and I'm hoping that by sharing that experience, maybe you've had a similar experience that you can reflect on. Maybe it will inspire you to show appreciation to someone who has touched your life and see what walking through that door of gratitude and appreciation in a genuine and loving way could do for you and for that person. Okay? So I want to talk a little bit about this story because it was such a powerful moment. Many years ago, I think it's been probably about 20 years ago, my wife and I were on a cruise. We took a last minute cruise. It had been a very stressful and hectic time in our life. And we got a great deal on a cruise leaving out of San Francisco. So we got on the cruise ship, we got some cocktails in us, and we were sitting out on our balcony. And we were just, it was just this feeling of gratitude for one, just being together, being in this beautiful space. We're cruising out of the San Francisco harbor at night. There's like a full moon. The lights of the city are there. We're sailing underneath the Golden Gate Bridge. I mean, it couldn't get any more picturesque. It couldn't get any more beautiful. Being there with my soulmate, having a great time in this beautiful place. And as I was in that space of deep gratitude for that moment, for where life had brought me in that moment, this thought came into my awareness. And I spoke this and I said, you know, we wouldn't be here right now if it weren't for my Aunt Mary. You know, my Aunt Mary, when I was like 18 years old, came to visit us. I hadn't seen her in many years. She heard me play guitar. She heard me sing. She was so moved by what she had seen and heard that she encouraged me to come and live with her in California and pursue music. So I did that. She provided a space for me at that time to step into my authentic self. This was so vital to me at the time. As I was growing up, I did not get a lot of encouragement with my love for music, right? It was more like, yeah, whatever, go play in your room, close the door, turn it down. You know what I mean? And to get that sort of affirmation, that sort of love, that sort of being seen from her changed my life, right? And in that moment on that cruise ship, as we were sailing out of the San Francisco Bay, it hit me of how vital she was in my life. Her kindness, her appreciation, her love for me made a difference. And so it made me weep, like I was like crying. I was so filled with gratitude. And I vowed in that moment, you know, I'm gonna get a hold of her. I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna tell her that she changed my life. I really felt this inspiration to do that. So fast forward, we get home, and it was a few weeks because honestly, I didn't have her number anymore. We had lost touch. This was my dad's youngest sister. And so we had lost touch. She had gone through divorce. She had gone through a lot of life changes. And I had heard through the grapevine that things weren't going so well for her. And I finally got a hold of a family member who had the most recent number for her. So I called, I left a message, and she called me back. And I remember it was such a beautiful moment because there was some apprehension in her voice because we hadn't talked in a long time. And I think she was afraid that I was going to tell her that maybe somebody had died or something like that, you know. And when I started talking to her and I just, you know, I said, hey, I just, you know, I had this realization the other day that just how grateful I was that you did this for me. You changed my life. I want to thank you. You made a difference for me. And it was so beautiful because she wept. She wept. She's like, oh my God, you don't know what this means to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm going to get a little emotional here, but when we hung up the phone, what I didn't know is like when we were on the phone, her abuser, so she was in a relationship with a man who was abusive. He was sitting there listening just to make sure that she wasn't telling anybody about what was happening to her. He was controlling her. He was, you know, making her life hell. I did not know that. This act, this inspiration that I feel came directly from Source, came from God. It came through me because I was in a space of gratitude. My heart was open. I was filled with love. I was filled with appreciation. And when I created that space in myself, when I opened that space, something came through. And I had no idea the impact this would have. To fast forward, this act of appreciation and love, what it did for her is it gave her the courage to leave, to get away. You know, she had been put in the hospital a few times. She had gone through hell with this guy. And like that whole cycle, if you really stand back and look at it, it's like, isn't that what you would call a miracle? Miraculous? Magical? So yes, gratitude is a practice that opens a gateway for joy. It opens a gateway for abundance. It opens a gateway for all good things. It unleashes the spirit of blessing in our lives. The spirit of blessing means that love is made real, that we are in the reciprocity of life. We are giving and receiving love. When we activate that gateway in ourselves, when we live into that, when we are mindful of it, aware of it, it literally creates these magical moments. And this gateway of gratitude, of practicing it, is so potent. I can't say it enough. And so I just feel really inspired to bring that today. And as I got this inspiration to talk about this topic, I also thought it'd be really amazing to do a challenge. So I'm going to invite you to tune in for the next week. Starting tomorrow, we are going to be doing every day a short that includes a practice, an intention each day to actually put the spirit of blessing, the power of gratitude and appreciation into practice, making love real in our world. Because I tell you something, if we do this together, if we do this for a whole week, it will absolutely change our state. It will uplift, it will up-level, it will activate us and bring more joy, love, thankfulness, and light into our lives. So are you up for that? Are you up for the blessing challenge? I hope you are. So let's tune in tomorrow. I invite you back here for a short. We're just going to set 7 intentions through the day, a practice to do, an expression of gratitude, an expression of appreciation that we can put into practice in our life. And let's watch the magic happen. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm so grateful that you're here. And if you haven't done it already, just please subscribe if this uplifted you, if this touched you in any way, and if you are ready to go on this magical carpet ride of blessing, gratitude, and appreciation. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.